Hi YouTube, I wanted to do a video, show you a couple good deals I got. I've been looking at the Hatfield 12 gauge single shot, and I went to Walmart several times to buy it and I always back out. I just back out. I don't know if it's just something I really need. It's only $100, and that's a lot of people's selling point. It's only $100, but $200 you can get a Maverick 88, you know, holds 5-6 rounds, and it's a much better gun than the single shot. Yeah, the single shot folds up, which is nice. Some people, you know, heavy gun is a pretty big liability, you know, and a single shot, you know, you can pack it up. I know why people buy them. I just haven't bought one yet. Anyway, I've looked at the semi-automatic shotgun, the SAS. That's only $200. So I was kind of torn. Do I buy the single shot for $100 or the semi-automatic for $200? They're both very nice shotguns. Anyway, I was cruising arms list. There's nothing in my area, hardly ever is. So I kind of expand, and I went to below me, Harrisburg, and I did a search, and there was a guy that had a Hatfield SAS, fairly new. He wanted to sell it. He said it shot fine, but there's a problem with the trigger. Wanted $50 for it. And I thought, $50 and it shoots? I mean, yeah, so it has a problem, you know, you can fix problems. Anyway, went down and I bought it. It's in really nice shape. I believe that's real wood. Paint's nice on it. The barrel's nice on it. It's got a fiber optic front sight. It's got a screw-in choke. This is 3 notches on this one. I always forget what that means. I always got to look it up. 3 notches is somewhere around modified, I think. It's a long gun. It's the longest gun I own. It won't fit my gun sock or my gun sheath. Sticks out. Nice chrome barrel. Nice chrome charging handle. Bolt release. It's just, you wouldn't think that this would be a $200 rifle or shotgun. It's got a nice butt pad on. But I tell you, it's 12 gauge up to 3-inch chambered. Now it does come with the 2 pistons or whatever you call them. And I bought this. I just got the gun. I didn't get nothing else with it. I just got the regular piston for the 2 3/4, and I just got the 1 choke. But I didn't argue. $50, and he said it shot. I believed him. And ultimately, it really didn't even matter if it shot. A $50 gun like this is worth, I mean, I paid $50 for it. I could probably triple my money off eBay just selling parts off of it. I've done it. I don't like doing it because you tear apart a perfectly good gun. But I had a Ruger 1022 breakdown. Had a stainless threaded barrel. And I tried to sell it one day for $200. And because I didn't have the bag, the guy didn't want it. He wanted the bag with it. He's like, well, for another $100 I can just go buy a new one. And he was right. So I couldn't sell it that day for $200, and it was well worth $200. I mean, I had extra mags. It had an XP backpacker stock on it. It was just well worth $200, and I couldn't sell it. So I thought, screw it, I'll tear it apart. And I tore it apart in all the pieces, and then I sold them all on eBay, and I probably made about $350. After fees, I made over $100 more just by tearing it apart and selling pieces. Anyway, so I figured, if nothing else, if I couldn't fix this, I'd just sell pieces. But I brought it home. It did shoot, but there was a problem with the trigger, and maybe someone out there has the same trouble. This gun is clear. I don't keep none of my guns, long guns, loaded. My pistols are always loaded, but my long guns I just don't keep loaded. When you would pull the trigger before, there wouldn't be that click. Before you pull the trigger, and maybe a second later it would go boom. Or you'd pull the trigger real tight, nothing would happen, and you go to let go of the trigger and it would go boom. There was a delay, and it was very annoying, and I understood why he wanted to get rid of it. It's annoying. It's a 12 gauge. It's got a kick. When you pull that trigger, you're expecting that kick. And the way this shot, you pull the trigger, you didn't know when it was going to fire. It was like black powder. You pull the trigger and you're sitting there waiting. Boom! You know, if it boomed at all. So I thought, well, it's just something in the trigger. You know, I never tore one of these apart. And this is the first semi-automatic shotgun I ever owned. And I gotta tell you, I'm pretty impressed with the quality of it, I think. I mean, it's made in Turkey and it's sold for cheap. But I pulled the fore end off, pulled off what I could. I think I pulled the barrel out. I can't remember, but you want to bolt forward like it is, and I believe you just knock this pin out, this one pin. Excuse me. If I remember right, that's all I did. Is I knocked out just that one pin, and the whole trigger group come out. And I should have took videos on it, but when I get in a zone like that, I just fix. I should take videos to help people, but there's the firing pin comes down with a hook on it like this, and it catches, I don't know what you'd call it, but it catches something in there like that. And then when you pull the trigger, these two separate, and it's supposed to come up and hit the firing pin. Well, these two pieces wouldn't completely separate. They would sit there and they would be hung up. Okay? So basically all I did is I did a little filing to this side, and I did a little filing to this side. So they had a little bit more room. When you pulled that trigger, they would miss, and it would, the firing hammer would come up and hit it. Basically, that's all I did. It's just a little bit of filing and some polishing. I used a round file, a flat file. I think I had a beveled file, but you know, when you look at it, you can tell what's going on. It's not doing that it's supposed to. And I did some filing, some polishing with some really fine sandpaper. Then a little bit of hops. Put her back together, and I went out and shot a couple boxes of shells, and she just shoots beautiful. And it really took no time really to fix it. And I kind of felt bad because the kid that sold it to me, he was a kid. He was in his early 20s. I mean, I'm a lot older than that, and he obviously spent his hard-earned money on this gun. He paid I think this had $220 something out the door, and if I'd have known him, if he'd have been a neighbor, I could have fixed it for him for free and he'd still have it, but he just wanted to sell it. He had already bought a Mossberg 500, and hey, you can't go wrong with that. He had definitely stepped up, but he just wanted $50 for this just to get rid of it. And I bought it. I don't like driving, but it was a 2-hour drive to get it to Harrisburg. I got rerouted because of some accidents, and I kind of took the long way. So it was about 2 hours down, and only about an hour and a half back, if that. But he wanted to stop at a gun shop. Storts, something like that, in Harrisburg. It was a good shop, nice shop, but I kind of like that we met at a gun shop, because I like going in gun shops I've never been in before. But anyway, I got this. I put it in my gun case. Like I said, it didn't fit. The barrel sticks out about 4 inches, but it kept it safe. And figured, well, we'll go home and work on this. I paid him. And then we both walked in the store to see what we could find. And they were like 10% off all break action shotguns. Okay, again, I've been looking at single shot Hatfield. You can't beat that anywhere. I mean, I don't want a 20-year-old, 30-year-old antique when I can go buy a brand new one for $100, and that brand new Hatfield has something that old ones don't have. One, warranty, and two, it folds up. That's awesome. So if I was to buy a break action, I would buy one of those 12-gauge Hatfields, especially after owning this one. I mean, the quality's really not that bad for a $100 gun. Anyway, I just love double barrels. And the other thing I realized was really looking for was double barrels. He had about 4 of them in there. Okay, real nice ones, I thought. This one was $1,500. This one was like $1,200. And then this one was like $2,400, and I didn't even look at this one yet. There's 4 sitting there. I'm sitting there waiting for my paperwork, No, not yet. I'm not waiting for my paperwork. I'm just looking around. So I thought, well, I'll check this one out. I picked it up and looked at it, and it said $199. I was like, what? And I looked it over. I mean, it's a solid looking gun. But here she is. Now you have to forgive the buttstock. I know that's kind of tacky, but I put it on there for 2 reasons. One, it's functional, and 2, it protects that wood from getting dinged, when you're moving guns around. But we'll just pull it off. You can see how pretty the wood is. Real pretty wood. Nice cushion there. Receivers mostly all black. The barrels are all blue, I'm sure they're blue. The receiver was painted black, but the barrels look real nice. 30-inch barrels. Now this is a sight I got at Gander Mountain when they were going out of business. I paid $1 for it. It is a medium one. There's 3 different sizes for the Ridge Vet. This is a medium one. I'll tell you what, it's well worth $1. I think originally they were $10. It's worth $10. I took it out in daylight today, and that thing just shone like a flashlight back. It showed so much light, you could just... my hoppies. You probably won't be able to see it. Not very good. You can see it a lot better than the bead sight. Anyway, $199 it sat there, and I looked at it and I thought, oh, it's a Sears and Roebuck model 101.7 Sears. And then it has on the barrel, I don't know if you can see it, selected forged steel. Proof tested 12 gauge 2 3/4 inch chamber. So you know what that means. You can shoot modern ammo out of it. So this gun really isn't that old. I'm going to say probably 60s or 70s, my guess. So it was old enough that it had no collector value, and I could get it cheap enough, but yet it was new enough that I could shoot modern ammo out of it, and that's what I wanted. $199, I was like, I picked it up, and it's like, handed it to the guy, I was like, what's the best you can do? And he said, okay, and he went and talked with his, probably the owner of the shop, or supervisor, I don't know. And it had $199 on it. He said, we can let her go out the door for $200, out the door. He said that's about $183 plus tax and the $5 fee comes to $200, he said. I said, I'll take her. And I'll tell you what, I could not be happier. Now when I got it, again, this one's empty. I checked them. This left firing pin was hanging up. And it was hanging up bad enough that sometimes it wouldn't want to open because the extractor would hit, that firing pin would stick out and the extractor would hit it and it wouldn't open up. You had to force it, which would force the firing pin back in. Shit. I'm still recording or not. Anyway, I was like, well, shit. That pin stick's sticking out. Now what do I do? So I tore it apart, and actually all I did, used a little brake carb cleaner, which is really good. It dissolves a lot, and when it don't dissolve, it loosens. I used my air hose, sprayed it all out, sprayed that stuff all out. Then I did it again, sprayed her all up, cleaned the inside of the receiver. I took the stock off and stuff. Did it very carefully. You want to be careful not to over tighten these. A lot of people over tighten them and you'll see them crack. Just snug them up. That's all you need to do. The way they're fit in there and the way they're designed, they don't have to be super tight. Anyway, I cleaned that all up around that firing pin. Put some hoppies on it. And I worked it back and forth with the screwdriver. It's like the spring was really weak. And it would still hang up. It would still stick out a little bit. I don't know if I can get it on the... Let's take it apart. This is one double barrel. I've never seen this on the fore-end, but it has a tiny little piece here that you got to keep track of. I've never seen that in a double barrel. And we'll break it open. And that left side, you'd always see the firing pin. It would be sticking out flush. Now flush I didn't mind, but before it would stick out. I mean, literally stick out. And I thought, what happens when you load her up and you slam that thing shut? Is that going to fire because that firing pin's sticking out? Well, it scared me because it's, possible. I don't know. Anything's possible. So I took it apart. Like I said, I cleaned it. I got it to where it would just sit flush. I mean, now it's sticking back just like the other one. And how I did that is I just took her out and shot her. It was working, but it would only go back flush. Well, I shot half box shells out of it. And now she stays back just like the other one. So, excuse me, got her fixed. And I couldn't be happier with it. $183. Hell yeah. For a shooter, I didn't want a wall hanger. I didn't want an antique. This is pretty close to an antique, but at least it's a shooter. You can get parts for them, some parts. But I don't expect I'll need too many parts for it. I'm probably not going to shoot it a lot, but I want something that I could shoot. Yeah, get some. I tell you what, just could not be happier with it. So I got 2 guns that day, 2 awesome shotguns for $250 and a little tinkering on my part. They're both good to go. I should have done a video of how I actually loosened that firing pin up, but you just take that stock off. You can see where the firing pins are, and you just clean it the best you can. With something like this, it eats garbage and loosens garbage up, and then you spray it out, do it again, do as many times as you have to, and you put a little bit of oil on it, and you're making it better. And shotgun now I have went 20 minutes. It's still filming. It says it reached maximum foul limit. Anyway, that Hatfield, I just wasn't scared to get in there with a file. I thought, what am I going to hurt? And I took it out and I shot 2 boxes of shells out, and it's a friggin' beast. It really is. It cycled everything. 2 boxes of it was just low brass birdshot, but it cycled it like a tank. Bang, 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 bang. I mean, I'm impressed. And I have it on arms list for sale, but I don't know if I want to sell it. It's just something about having a gun that you fixed that you only paid $50 for. It doesn't mean nothing. I think I might just keep it. Keep both of them. That was a good day. Anyway, I want to tell you about it. And if you're having problems with that Hatfield and you want to see what I did, I'll take it apart and I'll show you. If you're having problems with that trigger, when you pull the trigger, it should snap. You pull the trigger and it hangs up and waits and then eventually snaps. You know, it's probably doing the same thing. And I'm sure someone else is having the same problem. I could show you where I filed and show you what it has to do, and it's really simple. Really simple. I mean, I spent an hour on it because I took my time, but you could probably do it in 10 minutes. Maybe less if you're in a hurry. Anyway, it's late at night and I'm bored, and I just wanted to do a video about the couple guns I just got. I want to thank you for watching. I know I only got 6 subscribers, but I still like to get to tell these stories, show people these guns, so, you know, maybe I can help someone. I don't know. If not, it just gives me something to do. I don't care if you hit like. I'm never going to be a YouTube mogul, make money. But maybe someone else might see the video that maybe I can help them with it. Because I didn't know what to do until I got in there and looked, and then I realized what needed to be done. Anyway, that's enough for tonight. Thanks for watching.